Against the backdrop of renewed negotiations in Geneva, Kremlin leader Putin suddenly issued a decree related to the war. It seems the dictator was quite satisfied with how things were going and essentially expressed his agreement. Military actions finally have a chance to come to a complete halt, and the occupiers could withdraw to previously agreed positions. However, for this scenario to happen, Ukraine must meet one extremely unexpected demand. We'll cover all the details about this next on Channel 5. Greetings, dear viewers! Against the backdrop of the negotiations, the Kremlin also couldn't stay silent about the results and came out with some ambiguous statements. The Russian negotiating team went to Geneva with a determined attitude, but did not get what they wanted. Putin even changed the makeup of his delegation, this time appointing one of the key ideologists of the Putin regime, Vladimir Medinsky, as its head. But even that didn't help, and they still couldn't put pressure on Ukraine. After the latest round of negotiations, the Kremlin sent an ambiguous signal that it was not satisfied with just the territorial concessions that have been discussed earlier. Speaking to Russian state media after the official talks ended, Moscow's chief negotiator, Vladimir Medinsky, said the negotiations were tough but businesslike, and that further meetings would take place. Meanwhile, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said it was too early to assess the results of the negotiations. At the same time, Russian officials have begun signaling that Russia will not be satisfied with just territorial concessions and have reaffirmed their commitment to Russia's initial military objectives, which include the dismantling of the NATO alliance, according to a report by the Institute for the Study of War. Analysts have drawn attention to a statement by the Russian embassy in Belgium, which noted that Russia will demand that NATO legally enshrine a clause on non-expansion in accordance with the draft treaty that Russia created in December 2021. ISW noted that the embassy referred to the ultimatums issued by Russia to the United States and NATO before the full-scale invasion of Ukraine. These ultimatums are tantamount to dismantling the current NATO alliance, calling on NATO to stop deploying forces or weapon systems in member states that joined the alliance after 1997, the statement said. These ultimatums were also aimed at forcing the West to abandon its open door policy, rule out further eastern expansion, and give up partnerships on NATO's eastern flank.